Here are some helpful Facebook groups. Here are some Facebook groups that will be helpful if you're ever looking for a motorbike here in Vietnam, here in Hanoi. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Daniel Jackson. What we do here is travel videos and more travel videos, and from now on, a bit of educational videos. So yeah, from now on, what I'm planning to do with this channel is bring some sort of value to people, whoever's watching. We want to be able to impart some knowledge. If you've been following along for the past little while, you'll know that we've been preparing something very special, and that is a series of videos which teaches people how to move to Vietnam. Now, these videos are going to teach various things such as how to find jobs here, how to find accommodation, how to get into a community once you are here. And this very first video we're doing is going to be all about transport here in Hanoi.
There are no words that can describe the lawlessness that is driving in Hanoi.
To start off with, traffic is crazy here in Hanoi. So you're going to want to try and avoid the public transport. If you're on a budget, the public transport here in Hanoi is really cheap, but the traffic is insane. So the question then is, if you're not taking buses or trains, what are you taking? And my suggestion would be, get a motorbike. Whether you're here for a week or you're planning on living here for a few years, you're gonna need a motorbike at some point. You can now rent a bike or buy a bike. If you're looking to rent a bike, it can cost you $5 a day if you're here just for a week or so. If you're looking at staying here longer, you can rent a bike for $50 a month. If you're here for longer than a month, I'd suggest that you buy a motorbike. This can work out a lot cheaper for you in the long run. I mean, if you just work it out, $50 a month, after 6 months, you've already paid off a second-hand motorbike. You can get a second-hand motorbike in Hanoi for about $300. And then when you're done with your time here, you sell it for exactly the same amount. So how do you get hold of a motorbike? I am gonna do another video completely on these groups. Facebook is the place to be. Once you get to Vietnam, make sure you're on Facebook, because these people really live on Facebook, and it's a big part of the way they do business. And you can literally just order anything on Facebook and it'll arrive. It's very convenient. So the same goes for buying a motorbike or renting a motorbike. Make a post in any of these groups and somebody will contact you, not just one person, a bunch of people will contact you. There's people posting all the time. You can literally go on Facebook, find a motorbike today, check it out tomorrow. Within one day, you could have your very own motorbike. If you're looking to buy a motorbike, make sure that when you do get the motorbike, it comes with the paperwork, which is actually just a little blue card. Having that blue card in your possession means that you own that motorbike. This is what the blue card looks like. It is normally just a laminated piece of paper with a red stamp on it. Anything that's official here in Vietnam has to have a red stamp on it, so make sure it's got the red stamp. Make sure that the numbers on the blue card correlate with the numbers on your bike. The number plate, the VIN number, all of that stuff. Be quite thorough when you check all that. All right, so let's say you're not into riding bikes and being adventurous and so on, and I completely understand that. If that is you, Grab is the way to go. Grab is Southeast Asia's version of Uber. So before you even arrive in Vietnam, try and download the Grab app. It's very convenient. I mean, you can literally use it from the airport to your accommodation. At least you know what you're getting. You don't want to get into a situation where you don't understand the currency, you don't know what the notes are worth, and you're in the car and you pay too much. You also don't want to have somebody charge you more than what it should cost you from the airport to your hotel. Try get that Grab app before you get here. You can connect your card to that so that the payment comes right off. They've got a bunch of options. You can even take a Grab bike or a Grab car, a big SUV, little car, and you can even order food, which is great. So what are the pros and cons of riding a motorbike here in Vietnam? Let's start with some of the cons. Firstly, it rains a lot, so you're gonna need a poncho.
Well, we got your poncho here.
I thought you said it made me look like my neck was wearing a dress.
That was a joke.
And you're gonna have to man up and just take it as it comes. Sometimes you're just gonna have to get on that bike and ride in the rain. When it's not raining, it's dusty. So you have to face the elements quite a bit when you're on the motorbike, and that's just the way it is here in Vietnam. So what are some of the pros of taking a motorbike? Fuel price, it's about 80 cents for a liter. That's US cents. Like, we only fill up our bike maybe once a week. That gets us to work and back and all around town. It's affordable. Secondly, you'll get to places a lot quicker. It is really convenient being on a bike. Obviously there's a safety issue, so make sure you get yourself a good helmet. Don't take chances. I've heard too many stories of people taking chances. Be safe. Here are a couple of groups that will be helpful if you're ever looking to buy a motorbike or rent a motorbike here in Hanoi. Alright, now I'll be taking you over a few different groups where you can buy or sell a motorbike. On the top you see I've got quite a few different tabs open. I am going to put the link to each of these groups in the description at the bottom of this video. We won't go through every single one of these groups that I've got open, but we will discuss a few things to look out for when you're buying a motorbike. Before we do that, I want to first show you 3 different kinds of motorbikes which are very reliable. They all serve different purposes, so depending on what you need while you're here, these are 3 different motorbikes which I highly suggest. Okay, bike number 1 is a Honda Win. This is a beautiful old thing and they still make them today. These are great bikes. I owned a Honda Win for a long time and I had to sell it when we left the country for a while. I absolutely love that bike and I miss it. The parts are really affordable and it's really affordable to have them serviced. If you're traveling, generally there's always someone nearby who knows how to fix bikes. The only thing I would be concerned about is overheating. It's never happened to me, but I always have this fear of the Honda Wins overheating, and I do believe you have to stop every hour or so if you're on a long journey, just to let that engine cool down. There is no luggage space in the seat, but that being said, all that space is being used for fuel, so you'll get a lot more mileage on a full tank. The price for a Honda Win generally ranges between $150 and $250. Sometimes if it's had custom work done to it, people will try push it slightly higher, and that's really up to you whether you want to spend that extra bit of money or not. This is the second bike I wanted to show you. The Honda Wave semi-automatic. The Honda Waves really have a classic look to them. They range between $150 to $250 and I would say they're quite reliable. They're a great transition between automatic and manual bikes. If you haven't ridden a bike with gears before, well, this is a great way for you to learn without having to mess around with the clutch. And last but not least, the Yamaha Nova. This one is great if you're planning on staying here a long time. It's actually also a great bike if you're planning on traveling across the country. It's got a lot of luggage space inside the seat. It gets great mileage. The price range for a Yamaha Nova ranges between $180 and $280. Remember, a lot of people selling their motorbike towards the end of their trip start freaking out, thinking they're not going to sell it in time, and they drop that price right down. So if you're on these groups all the time, you'll definitely come across one of those bargains. Well, if you ever do make it out to Vietnam, it would be great to connect. Send us messages, comment down below. It would be even great to meet you. If you have any suggestions for future videos within this series, and even if there's something that you want me to cover more in detail that I might have brushed past in this video, please comment down below. This really must be a place where I bring value to you, so let me know what you would like me to talk about. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching up until this time. I will be back next week, same time, same place. Have a fabulous week. Bye-bye. Here are a few Facebook groups that will be very helpful if you're ever looking for a motorbike here in Vietnam. Hanoi.
It's up to you, but you can just say, here are some helpful groups.
Yeah. Yeah. Here are a couple of helpful groups that will. Here are.
Just say here are some helpful groups. It's easier.
Here are a couple of no helpful. Here are a couple of groups that will be helpful if you're ever trying.
Here's some groups. Why did you say some?
Yeah, here's some group.